today we're playing a blue-white Superfriends deck. We have 8 Planeswalkers in the main deck with Oath of Teferi. We also have the History of Benalias that we can flicker with Oath of Teferi, which is kind of nice. Just like blue-white control, but with loads of Planeswalkers. Don't know if this deck's any good, but it's something I've been wanting to try. Just like an idea that's been bugging me for a while, so we will go first. This hand is kind of good. Got like a negate and a Skyweller's shot, so that we can land a Karn on a mostly empty board, hopefully. Got really good mana too. Really good mana. So hopefully my opponent doesn't have too fast a start, because if so, Karn should be excellent. Ooh, my setup is slightly wrong here. There we go. Alright, playing some sort of like pseudo mirror, apparently. Just gonna pass with negate up. Negate a search for a Scanter if such a thing happens. Probably gonna be cycling this cast out. I don't know, the cast out's kind of decent. I kind of want to make sure I hit my 4th land on time though for my Karn, if I can. There we go. Alright. Pass the turn back. Hopefully get to cast this Karn next turn. Bit worried about a counterspell hitting our Karn right here. You know, I almost wonder if I meant to wait on the Karn. It's like so easy for my opponent to have like a Censor or a Syncopate here. I think there's a pretty good chance the Karn just resolves, though. I'm just going to play the Karn. We'll find other threats if this gets countered. And there's a decent chance Karn just resolves here. Awesome. Right. I guess we just +1. Kind of sad not to have the cast out in hand anymore to protect Karn from an opposing cast out, but ooh, there's a Teferi sitting in exile for us later. Yeah, resolved Karn is pretty decent. It might just get cast out, but I think that's not the end of the world. Ooh, there's a search for a Scanter. Okay, this is gonna be fun. We get to get our Teferi here though. We get to go -1, get this Teferi. Cast Teferi plus Teferi, so we have negate up. Easiest game of my life. Oh my god. Planeswalkers? We thought Planeswalkers were fair. So are you treating them as blue-white flash or blue-white control? Don't really know. They'd search, so they're definitely like, at the very least, a large blue-white flash build. I think I like the idea of these spell pierces. And this stuff. Maybe like a couple negates. I definitely want to take out some of the removal. Yeah, that makes sense. Memorial Genius does seem... I don't know, Memorial Genius makes me think of like a smaller build almost, because wait, what am I doing? I meant to click the settles there, because I feel like a control deck wouldn't want to sack its lands, but it's kind of interesting. So this stuff can all come in. Like one Seal Away and one Skyweller's shot is probably fine, right? I could bring in some Lyras instead, but I think the Lyras are just not going to be particularly impressive. And having like a tiny bit of removal seems fine. Or is it this one? I think this is fine. Means we can kill a Wrath if they have anything like that. Yeah, let's do it. Wouldn't normally play Spell Piercers in like control decks, but since we have so many Planeswalkers, I figure it's kind of nice just to force a Planeswalker to resolve. Seems decent to me. No. Yes, we have the Forsake the Worldly, so it's not like the end of the world. It's kind of rude though. It's kind of rude. Got some nice cards in hand though. This is a decent threat. Maybe it uses up their counter spell so we can resolve Dovenbarn. I almost wonder if I want to like end of turn Forsake this though. Ooh, wow. Our hand's so threat dense. This is amazing. I think I really do want to kill this at some point, is the thing. You like end of turn Forsake into Jamwalker? I think I like that too. Nucleo. Like, I feel like my opponent's very likely to have a negate here. I just want to make it awkward for them to use their mana properly, and we have to kill the Search at some point, right? Oh wow, we can just kill it now? I guess I can still just kill it on there in step. If they tap out to counter it, it means I probably get to resolve a Walker, and this way I can hold up a Supreme Will, in case they have a Khan of their own. I think this is decent. If they have double negate, it's really rude, but otherwise it works out for us. Cool. I'm gonna jam History here, because History plays well against Teferi, and it also can't be syncopated, which is nice. No. Okay. They had two negates. This is really brutal. If they have a Teferi now, the game's probably pretty over. Alright, passing back to us again. Yeah, they have a Nezahul. That indicates they're like very big control rather than flash, right, Nucleo? I just want to like jam a Dovenbarn since we have a backup one. I'm saving the History till we draw a 6th land, because then we can do it plus Supreme Will. I guess the problem with this is Teferi answers this pretty cleanly, but it's probably just going to be countered, honestly. Yeah, we do have a lot of threats, which is good for us. If they have a Teferi, this is bad for us, but otherwise, I think we just jammed Dovenbarn here. We minus to try and hit our lands. They could also have a Wrath. We still don't know exactly what their build is, but the fact they had a Nezahul inclines me to think they're on the bigger end of blue-white decks. Okay, blink of an eye, sure. That's fine. Still need to dodge Teferi here. No Teferi. Cool. Yeah, I mean, if they flip Search, they're in a good spot, right? So, it kind of makes sense. I kind of don't want to expose my Field of Ruin until the Search is flipped. It means I can't... Yeah, I think I'm just going to jam Doven again. I'm going to keep hold of the field, because I want to be able to kill their Search after it flips. Otherwise we're in trouble against that card, I feel like. Sure, this is fine. It's like the least important card in our hand. I'm just going to pass the turn back. They'll probably flip their Search. Obviously not having missing a land drop here is pretty bad for us, but I think we have to protect this field. Because killing their search is going to be really important. They could disallow this. That would be fairly rude. It would like put us down a land drop as well. Wonder if I was just meant to cast this so they couldn't disallow this. Like maybe they tap out to answer this and then we get to play this. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I wonder if I just pass the turn here. Because then if they go to activate a Scanter on our end step, we can kill the search with Supreme Will backup, meaning they can't disallow the activation. I kind of like that. Kind of like that. If they go to activate as Scanter, we're just like super likely to kill it, which is really nice. Yeah, they do have to activate. I agree with you, Nuclear. I'm going to kill this now. If they have a disallow, they're going to go for it, and I get to Supreme Will back. Ooh, they did not go for it. Makes sense. Obviously, if they hit they missed the land drop earlier, so they're not guaranteed to hit a land here. If they do hit the land, they could Teferi around a Supreme Will. I guess they can do that anyway now that they've drawn a Jace's defeat. This is fine though. Sure, Glimmer's pretty good for them since they were pretty behind on cards. Yeah, something went wrong somewhere, Chris. Something went wrong somewhere. I just needed Planeswalkers for my Oath of Teferi, okay? Alright, they're gonna Jace's defeat this, but still have to go for it. Oh my god, Phil. That actually pains me. Which I know I'm not meant to say because it means you'll just keep saying it, but... Oh my god, Professor French. Thank you so much for that massive host. That's awesome. Welcome everyone joining us. We're playing some blue-white Super Friends. It's been pretty sweet so far. We're a game up in our first match. Let's try and resolve this Khan, I think. We can go Khan plus History and put a lot of pressure on the Teferi, which sounds pretty nice. Yeah, that sounds great. So this resolved. I guess I just do this now. Do I want to plus or make a token? Oh my god, Phil. I wish Dave had never said that now. If I make a token, I'm more able to pressure Teferi, which is pretty nice. I feel like we've got lots of cards already. I feel like we just have to make sure we can take down the Teferi. I guess I can try and resolve the history and that might inform things a bit. If this gets countered, we're much more inclined to make the token. Okay. So we get a token. Yeah, I think I like just making the token. I think we just want to pressure Teferi. They're likely to minus on our Khan anyway. So getting the 1-1 in play is pretty nice. We have to hope they don't have a Lyra here. That would be brutal. Since we've tapped out of Essence Scatter, but I think we just wanted to develop our board whilst our opponent was tapped low. New Excellence Binding. Gross. And another search. Opponent's doing some stuff over there. They're certainly doing some stuff. We get to attack Teferi down to 3. Yep, exactly, MJJ. I almost wonder if I just dove in before attacking. I guess there's nothing I could hit that I'd actually like desperately want to cast. I'm just going to swing it to Teferi to start. Oh my god. Alright. Get to resolve this Dovin now. Draw another card. Could get countered, of course, but... Hey there, Serac. These Dovin barns have been, like, kind of reasonable. I say with great surprise. Kind of want to counter this and keep my Dovin in play. It's probably worth it. They're probably just going to minus Teferi on Dovin now, but I think that's fine. It means we can't Essence Scatter a Lyra is my concern, if they draw a Lyra. But I am not impressed, Bill. I am not remotely impressed. Alright, so this is going to be really scary, the search flipping. So Dave's suggestion was that we should choose a name that's completely unrelated to anything to do with the stream. And that was why he chose it. It's like, I don't know. I am not a fan. Oh my god. Alright, we get to take down Teferi here, which is nice. We even have an Essence Scatter to protect these from like being blocked by a Gearhawk. So I think I'm just gonna start getting in damage on them because we have to try and kill them because they have a search in play, right? So I'm just gonna send the 1 token at Teferi and hope that with our Essence Scatter we can stop it dying. Incoming Settle. Potentially. There's not a lot we can do about that though, right? Oh, they literally had this in play. I'm so stupid. Yeah, they do have Memorial up. You're right, Nucleo. I'm not used to this card. I think I mentally tuned it out because I've only ever seen it in Limited. But this is pretty great for them. Obviously. I should have sent both tokens at Teferi to get both of these out the way. Yeah, we're probably losing this. With the Ascanta online, they're going to get to activate it twice more now because of Teferi. Really need to, if we draw a Field of Ruin next turn, maybe we have a chance. This land's actually kind of sweet. Plays like really nicely with Settle, right? Yeah, the Memorial Teferi synergy is a little gross. I think that's also part of the reason I didn't notice they just like untapped this with the Teferi. But it's kind of great, honestly. Though to be fair, if you have a Teferi in play, you're already winning, right? So it might be overkill. I think I'm just dead here. Can't actually win this game. As counter is fully online. Alright, game 3. This is only our second game, Serac, so haven't had much experience with Dovin yet. So far he's been like decent. I kind of just needed more things for Oath of Teferi to work with, was my thinking. Because I really wanted to try this card out. Seemed fun. I don't think this deck is, to be completely clear, I don't think this deck is particularly competitive, but it seemed really fun to me, so I wanted to try it out. I almost wonder if I do just want some Lyras. Like, I'm the beatdown in this matchup, right? Feel like I'm the beatdown. It's like not a great card in the matchup, but Opponent showed us very little in the way of creature threats. We might even board out a Skywhaler shot. We've still got Essence Scatters for Gearhawks and like Teferi minus. This is probably fine. This is true, Dovan is not the friendliest character. And is not going to do it. Alright, this is nice. Turn 3 history on the play. I'm going to keep this, because if we draw a single land, we have history into Dovan, which I think is a really threatening curve. So I'm going to keep the Dovan on top. Like, obviously we need to draw a land, but, I think Dovan's a pretty good draw if we do draw a land afterwards. Cool. I'm just going to slam this. They only have 4 negates in their deck, so... Please no double negate. That's the dream, right? No double negate. We stand a pretty good chance. Dovan can like try and draw us into our 5th land for the Teferi. Oh my god. We resolved a history. Beat down. They might have their own history. But no, they just have a tap land. Oh my god, this is so good for us. This is so good for us. Planeswalkers. I'm so happy. Get to hit them for 8 next turn. What do they even do here? Bounce my Dovan, sure. Deal. Resolves. Attack you for 8. I just want to go history this turn. They clearly have a negate in hand, right? Yeah, second history of negate backup seems kinda gas. I agree. I don't know if we negate back to resolve this though. I could just hold the negate to protect these from a sweeper. Oh wow, they're just cycling hieroglyphic illumination. This is hilarious. Oh my god. Come on, knights. You got a kingdom to protect. Yeah, I hope opponent's super dead. That's like what I'm hoping right now. Oh my god, another counter? It's not the best counter, but it can probably do something decent. If they have a settle, can like syncopate it and still have negate. This is going to ultimate next turn. I wonder if I can just play around a settle. Like, I can hold back 1 token, just attack them for 4, put them to 6, and then I have like both of these up next turn to protect from a settle. And even just do this, I put them to 8, and then 2 tokens kill them together next turn. Then a cast out doesn't actually do anything. Still doesn't do anything. I can just attack them with 1 token. Yeah, I think just attacking them with the 1 token. Because then if they go settle into sweeper plus negate, it just doesn't matter. I guess they could cast out the history. Huh. Go like cast out history into settle plus negate. fine, whatever. This seems decent. Cool. So now as long as we protect this, they die next turn. I wonder if I can afford to sneak this down and have a negate up. I guess we don't have to protect this, we just have to protect our board, right? And it's only Fumigate that gets our board, so negate's good enough, because they probably don't have Spell Pierce in their list. So I can just cast Dovin here, apply more pressure. If they negate Dovin, that's fine with me. It doesn't really matter. Sure. Because we get to just hold up negate now to protect our board. If they go Baneslayer Angel, we get to Teferi minus. I guess we don't have negate backup for Teferi minus. Unless we draw a land. So that's like not ideal. They might just die if they Baneslayer though. We attack for they're on 11 from the Baneslayer mana, Baneslayer life, and we'd attack for 12 past the Baneslayer, so they just die. Jeez. Also there's this. Alright, alright. Super Friends is on the board. Super Friends is on the board. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. Let's just dodge mono red. Let's just dodge mono red all league. That's the plan. Okay, we would like to go first. Seems fine. Got some interaction on 2. Khan on 4. You swear if I trophy with Dovin Barn? I just needed more things for Oath of Teferi, okay? Oh my god, if I do trophy with Dovin Barn though, she'll be the first person to ever trophy with Dovin Barn. Can you believe that Dovin Barn got to the final? Did he win a Pro Tour or just get to the finals? Either way, like, fairly ridiculous. Worrying. Oh my god, so close to good. So close to being good. Planes. I need a planes to protect this Khan. Heart of Kiran. I'm actually going to counter this. I kind of just want the board clear for when my Khan hits. And like, they don't have a creature in their graveyard at the moment. And probably won't for a little while yet. So I think this is a fine counter. Also could shut them off coloured mana, potentially. Alright, we rip a 5th land and this hand does stuff. We rip a 5th land, we go turn 4 history, turn 5 blink history. And we just have like a field of blockers. And then get to start going crazy with planeswalkers. Here, Nala, sure. So I'm going to field their Spire on end step. So that we have the second white source. We're really hoping to hit an untapped land, or any land. If we can draw any land this turn, or an untapped land on turn 5. But we want to go history into Oath here, so that we flicker the history. I think I still just cast the history here. Yep. If I hit the untapped land next turn, it's going to be amazing. Get 2 extra tokens. Lead into some very ridiculous planeswalkers. I say ridiculous planeswalkers because we did not draw Dovin Barn in our hand. That's a big contributing factor to the planeswalkers being ridiculous. Blue-white wallet control. Oh my god. I mean, there are a lot of mythics in this deck. I'm not denying that, Nick. There are a reasonable number of mythics in this deck. We hit the land! Oh my god, this is great. This is so good. I'm so excited. Cast my Oath of Teferi. Flicker my History of Benalia. Oh, this is going to be wonderful. Is anyone else excited for some Oath of Teferi action? Cast my Teferi, +1 twice. Untap 4 mana, have cast out up. Yep, that's a 1/1. That is certainly a 1/1. Deal. Sure. I guess they can pump the courier to trade with a knight. That's pretty decent. Hey there, Espion. Hope you're doing well. Oh my god, Nucleo. I'm so upset at Dave about that. It's like the actual worst. Alright, so we make a 2/2. I'm assuming I'm going Teferi ++ hold up cast out, right? And then they probably just can't kill my Teferi. I guess they could have a non-licensed disintegration, but that doesn't redirect to Planeswalkers anymore. Hey Mason! Are you ready for... Look what you've tuned into, Mason. We've got Oath of Teferi in play. It's kind of gas. I kind of just want to Teferi +1 twice. It can't be that bad, right? I could try and take this Chandra off the board. Don't know how important that is though. I'm just gonna do this. I want it to be green so you could have Llanowar Elves. My concern was that you don't get that many untapped green sources on turn 1 when you want to be Bant. You only get untapped green sources in like Bug, really. Like, because then you get the 8 fast lands. So there's just like no way to make Llanowar Elves good in that shell. Which is kind of frustrating. Alright, draw 2 cards. Untap 4 lands. I don't know if I even bother cast outing this Chandra. I'm kind of curious about whether that's correct or not. Like, Chandra's fairly annoying. I guess if I cast out Chandra, they don't really have much going on. And we can block down most of their creatures with our knights pretty well to protect Teferi. They probably aren't playing Glorybringers. If they draw a Khan, it's really annoying. Whatever, I'm just going to take the Chandra out of play. Build your own Seedborn Muse, pretty much. Yeah, this board's kind of a mess, Phil. This board is like a slight mess. It's also a bit awkward, because like with the Knights going ultimate next turn, we had a decent shot at just like taking down the Chandra or making them chump a bunch, which they're less inclined to do now. This is pretty great though. This is pretty much the dream. If there is a dream, it is probably this. I'm not gonna lie, Oath of Teferi is really legit with History of Benalia. Just like, it's kind of like just drawing a second copy of History. You're starting to think that Teferi is a good card. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what would give you that impression, Chris. You might be right, though. You might be onto something. I really hope we draw Dovenbarn next turn. I want to draw Dovenbarn Settler Wreckage. Basically Ancestral Recall. Probably a bit better, really. Like 4 mana is like oh, as in flickering the history, yeah. But Oath of Teferi, with a Teferi on board, you draw 2 cards and make 4 mana. And so that's like you've drawn 2 cards and better than a Black Lotus. Like, so you've basically drawn over 3 cards. Which is pretty ludicrous. Teferi confirmed Gush. There's a good comparison. Okay. All at Teferi, I assume? Yep. So they can use this to pump twice on things. So if we go like this, Teferi dies. If we go like this, they can pump this twice. They can pump this twice with PNLR. Teferi would take 5, and they would use up their entire turn. They could have like a lightning strike, I guess, which is fairly rough. But we still take out like half their board, and then untap and play like a Khan. I think this is pretty good. I think I'm just not going to bother, because the alternative is instead of blocking this courier, we chump the apprentice. I think this is better. As long as they don't have lightning strike, it's great for us. If they had lightning strike, I think they would have just jammed the attack a lot more quickly, rather than sitting around for ages. Even if they have lightning strike, it's like not that bad for us. They have like 2 Scroungers in the yard, which is annoying, but... Ooh, Walking Ballista. Still gets untapped with our Teferi. And pump all our knights, important. Alright, so... I guess I'm just going to start by plussing. Plus again? I could go Khan first. I'm going to get access to mana in that turn anyway. If I draw a Fumigate off this Teferi, I want to be able to cast it though. Alright, let's cast Khan. Plus Khan. Hey, Dovenbarn. How are you doing, friend? What is going on? It's Khan. Not finding us much gas. Alright, pass the turn. They're gonna get to kill our Teferi this turn, but it takes up their whole turn and we still have a Khan on board. Khan's on, like, infinite loyalty. Which is a lot of loyalty, let me tell you. They're just never resolving another spell for the rest of the game. Should probably open up this. Opponent doesn't really have the freedom to play around Settler Wreckage. They just have to try and take this Teferi down. I did draw a lot of lands with those Planeswalkers. That is true. It's not the worst thing in the world, but... Oh, -1 on Khan to save Teferi. That's interesting. Maybe. My concern then is that they can ping down with Ballista the 1/1. But I guess they don't take down the Teferi. Yeah, you're probably right, Mason. This is still pretty great for us though. We got a Khan on board on 7th loyalty. We probably can't lose from this position ever. I guess I want this Doven barn, right? Can't believe those words just left my mouth, but you know, it is what it is. Boop. Boop. I guess I can just keep plussing Khan here. Whatever. I don't really know what I'm doing at this point. I'm taking game actions at random. I'm probably still going to win. Sure. I need to Teferi. I need to use all this mana, damn it. Yeah, Ali, it's kinda great, right? Kinda got— oh, I'm so stupid. There are scroungers in their yard. Alright, sure. This is fine, though. They get to kill our, like, Doven barn. And then we just fumigate their board and still have Khan in play. And start making, like, critters. Probably still can't ever lose? Question mark. Alright. Bye, Doven. You did your job. Whatever that job was. Not really sure. You tried your best. You tried your best. We'll go with that. Oh my goddamn settler wreckages. I get to fumigate them this turn because they don't have mana up for scroungers, right? It's kind of gas. So I probably just plus Khan a bunch here. Like try and dig for a Teferi, really. I could minus grab the Supreme Will. I guess I just keep plussing there. Make Khan unkillable. Hey, History of Benalia. It's a nice thing to have a silver counter on. Yeah, I guess I fumigate and then pass the turn with Scatter Up. I can cycle the farmland in their end step. I'm having way too much fun with this deck. Alright. Huh? That's something that gets sealed away. Sure. Deal. Alright, cycle this farmland. We do have to win the game somehow. I guess we just start making tokens at some point, though. Oh, boy. Could just minus grab this at some point. What am I doing? What am I doing? So this is 2 mana. Let's just play our land out. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. So this is 2. This is 3. So that's 5. So I think I can cycle this and try and find a Teferi. Yeah, we do get big tokens very quickly, Mason. That is true. Tokens also just, like, keep the scroungers in check. Just make 4 golems this turn. Kind of want to grab the history this turn. Maybe start making tokens next turn. Kind of like that idea. I'm going to cycle this before making any decisions. Alright. I'm going to minus, grab the history, cast the history, I think I can just start minus 2ing. I think I agree about that. I think that seems pretty great. Next turn I can -1 grab Oath of Teferi, flicker the history to make a couple more tokens, or I could just like keep making constructs. I always find, oh, they only get back the 1 Scrounger. That's pretty great for me because they don't have 7 mana, so I can seal away the Harvester and just like block the Scrounger. I have Scatter up if they have any more PNLRs or whatever. Sure. And they've now run out of food for their Scroungers, which is pretty nice. Alright, Harvester's coming in. Yep. Still trying to take down the Khan. Understandable. Ooh, rude. That's quite rude. Whatever. I think I agree with that, Chris, but okay, this is the final straw. This is the final straw. Cool. Oh my word, that was so stupid. That was kind of dumb. TBH. Right, so we want these removal spells for vehicles. Kinda want these Lyras. I want this Sorcerer Spyglass. It hits like Chandra and vehicles. Seems great. What are we taking out? See ya, Mason. Skywheeler's shot's like fine. It hits Heart and Harvester. Doesn't really hit anything else. And we've got these to answer Heart and Harvester, so I might just board it out. I think we can trim on like some counter magic. Obviously the negate was pretty good that game, but we've got syncopates to stop planeswalkers on curve, which is nice. I don't think we're like deathly afraid of planeswalkers either. I guess this hits vehicles, it might be better than the scatter. Turn 6 Teferi. I'll cast an Black Lotus and an Ancestral Recall. That's basically what happened, though. That's basically what happened. If we're bringing in Lyras, we can just take out these Fumigates. It's not like Fumigates hit vehicles anyway. Could take out a Dovin Barn. Like, it's probably the responsible thing to do, right? Take out a Dovin Barn. Like, when in doubt, take out Dovin Barn. Sure. Guess the next, like, hour and a half will just be me slagging off Dovin Barn constantly. I think Dovin is aware that that's what he signed up for when he chose to be put in a deck. Easy keep. He's just happy to be included. He sure is, Chris. He sure is. I imagine so, MJJ. I imagine that Dovin is at his very best when he is not in a deck. But I just wanted more Planeswalkers, so here we are. Should have one copy of Animation Module. What does Animation Module do for us? I cannot remember what that card is. Animation Module. Whenever one or more... Oh, so you just give Planeswalkers extra counters? That's kind of cute. Is it bad? I just want to like seal this away. I should probably be responsible and syncopate something this turn. Yeah, these are some of my favourite islands. Ondine. I guess I don't have to get rid of this quite yet. It's only dealing 1 to me. I kind of just want to syncopate a Pia or a Harvester or whatever. Maybe they don't have a 3rd land and play a Heart, which sounds like an amazing thing to syncopate as well. Or, you know, syncopate the thing that you want to exile as well. It's fine. And then history is going to keep the Bomat at bay, which is nice. I guess it means they get to store up their cards. It's like a bit annoying. Maybe I just... It's like genuinely annoying that they just get to like store up these cards underneath the courier. If we cast history here. This is actually kind of interesting. So I could just pass and syncopate that play for the turn, just take 3 more damage. If they have like no more 2-drops, we seal away the courier on their end step. Uses our mana a lot worse, but I think this is fine. I think I just want to make sure the courier keeps attacking. You just seal the Bomat right then, because they missed the land. That's reasonable. That is reasonable. I think I'm going to do it on their end step. I think I like doing it on their end step. If they don't cast anything I really care about. If they cast the Heart of Kiran, we have to counter it. But... Oh dear lord, that is an unbeatable Magic card. Sure, I will counter it. That is a Magic card we are never beating in a million years. I guess they're missing land drops, so we could actually beat it, but still pretty happy to get that nonsense out of there. This is interesting. Obviously I could seal away the Bomat now. Kind of want to go history into history though. It's going to be like pretty hard for them to keep up with double history, I feel like. Let's just do that. I don't know if this is good or not, but here we are. I imagine that's reasonable, Loki. I don't think this deck is genuinely good, by the way. It's just something I've had on my back for like a couple days now and need to get out of my system. Just needed to cast some Oath of Teferis. I imagine this is not like in the top 3 blue-white decks you could play in Standard right now, but it looked really fun. I just needed to get it out of my system. Oh, if they go Chandra minus... Yes, this is so good for us. We can seal away the Bomat. This is amazing. I'm so happy. I really want to land the Oath of Teferi too, but I think we know what we're doing here. Seal away the courier. Cast our second history. Next turn we flicker a history with our Oath of Teferi. Yeah, that's the problem, Camber. When you want to get something out of your system and you win with it, you just like feel awful because you know you shouldn't keep playing it. But I have seen the banned version. The banned version looks cool. My only concern about the banned version is it only plays like 7 or 8 untapped green sources for Llanowar Elves, which I think is kind of sad. This is actually pretty fucking terrifying, honestly. This is kind of terrifying. Don't really know how we deal with Rekindling Phoenix. Yeah. don't know what I meant to do here. Dovin Barn would be good here. This is a true statement, Chris. This is a true statement. Truer statements were never said. Dovin Barn would be depressingly great here. Wonder if I swing both knights at the Chandra, I get the apprentice off the board. Obviously, they just trade with a knight though with their phoenix, which doesn't really achieve much for me. I feel like I'm just gonna Oath of Teferi my history. I guess we're just gonna hope we draw an answer to Phoenix next turn before it murders us. This game was going so well, and then this card hit. I guess most 4-drops were kind of problematic. Like if they went like land Glorybringer this time, we'd have been screwed anyway. But basically any flyer would have been a problem. Even like Pianalar would have got over for a bunch of damage. So yes, it's not that unreasonable for them to have a Phoenix there. But obviously it's a huge beating. Sure, deal. Powerful Doomfall. Yeah, Phoenix gonna hit us. So we got like 2 settles, 3 sealways. Invoke the Divine gains life, right? It's like actually not terrible. Not terrible here. I'm gonna cycle this and see what I find. Heh. It's pretty good. Alright. Might win this. We need to fade. There are a bunch of cards we die to. So I attack 3 at Chandra and 1 at them. Means I die to an Abrade. Be kind of surprised if they still had a Abrade in their deck though. Be like really surprised if they still had a Abrade in their deck. Does getting in the 2 damage matter at all? Like, next turn, the Knight's ultimate and their 4/3s. So I don't know that 2 damage actually matters. Maybe we should just send them all at Chandra. Just to play around an Abrade here. I think I'm actually going to do that. I'm just going to send these all at Chandra to play around Abrade. Because I think, like, the 2 damage doesn't matter on their face, and we just need to guarantee that Chandra dies. I don't really like that, Bob. The thing I could see being decent is what's it called? You could play Khan's Temporal Sundering. You could play Khan's Temporal Sundering. I think that could be decent. Because you have a lot of Planeswalkers, so you're able to cast that card reasonably effectively. I think that would probably be a lot better than... I already died to a Abrade on Phoenix. No, I don't. I've got Invoke the Divine to gain 4 life next turn. I just get to do this in combat. So Abrade on Phoenix doesn't... I mean, Abrade on Phoenix is kind of decent, but it's not like, you know, end of the world or anything. Like, it means they can now draw ways to deal damage to us to beat our Invoke the Divine. Alright, that was a good draw. Oh, I should have invoked... I guess we got a seal a way we can invoke anyway, right? So we're fine. We're actually fine. Right. Hit for 20. Yep, they have to chump. Should I just do this now? It doesn't make any difference, as far as I'm aware, because we're going to be taking 4 off this regardless. So, like, once we've taken 4, they'll have a chance to cast things to kill us anyway. So I don't think it makes any difference when I do this. So I'm just going to wait. They could cast, like, an artifact pre-combat for some reason. In which case, waiting makes a bit more sense. Alright. I would like to invoke my seal away. I love how everyone's always saying there should be a second Forsake the Worldly in, like, my blue-white lists. It's like, this is gas. Being able to, like, kill your own thing to gain 4 life actually matters a surprising amount. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Land, Chandra does it, but we have Syncopate if they don't have the land. Oh my god. With 2-0 with Super Friends. 2-0 with this janky Super Friends deck I threw together this morning. What is life? Jeez. What is life? Straight into the 3rd match. Like, no waiting. Alright, we would like to go first. This is, like, fine. It's, it needs to run some lands, and it doesn't have a Planeswalker. But we've got some decent interaction. We have a decent shot at history on 3. Would have been a lot easier if I had Dovin Balm, wouldn't it just? Wouldn't it just? Yeah, I am playing against TBS. Which is pretty cool. The Ben Sec. Island. Alright. That is a very good draw. It means we can now slam history next turn. Opponent does have 2 islands up. Think I still just want to slam history though. Kinda interesting. Could just, like, keep holding up counter magic. I have a field for an Azcanta though. And TBS probably doesn't have many counter spells pre-board that answer this history. I think I just want to get on board. Awesome. That is great for us. Sure. Our 2/2 is tapped. Is this like mono blue? Mono blue beats? We're gonna get ginned, we sure are. Good thing we got our clutch Sky Whaler's shot. Good thing we've got the Sky Whaler's shot. Just gonna kill this now. Gush, make this a 1/4. I love the shatter pause of, like, why is someone playing Sky Whaler's shot in their deck? Perfectly reasonable question. Right. Okay, second Jin just gets cast out. Deal, sure, that is fine. Yep, that is exactly what happened, Loki. We're just going to take 2 here. I kind of want to attack with both my knights next turn. We did survive the first ginning. Alright, this is the punishment for leading on Skywellers. Though I guess we scryed a Syncopate to the bottom, so we aren't really punished. Right, let's attack with these knights. If he wants to trade Tempest Gin for these, that's fine. Could get Spell Pierced, for sure. I think I just want to cast this now, so it can't get, like, disallowed or whatever. I think we do just want to try and get the Djinn off the board. It means we don't get to hold up counter magic, which sucks, but I think this is fine. This counter magic will do something at some point, I imagine. Fingers crossed. Ooh, okay. That's a bit scary. Some, like, decent card advantage. Is this just a 1-2 at this point in time, though? Ballista. Alright. Interesting. Let's attack with our 2/2s, I guess. If they end up trading off, that's fine, I think. If they get in damage, that's amazing. Cool. So opponent takes 2, goes to 8, and we get this off board. Obviously the Ballista can tick up next turn to kill our knight, which is not wonderful, but that's a Khan. I'm just gonna syncopate that. Kind of just want to use this whilst it's live, to be honest. It means we can't impulse with the Supreme Will this turn, but I think that's fine. Spell Pierce. Oh, Metallic Rebuke. Huh. Alright. Like what you're doing, opponent. That's pretty sweet. Planeswalker. Not quite a Planeswalker. Is it bad? I just want to, like, take this Ballista off the board. Means they get to kill my knight, which is annoying. Ballista's honestly pretty scary, though. Ballista's honestly pretty annoying. Then we have, like, a Supreme Will for the next threat. The Merchant's Dockhand doesn't really do anything at the moment, since they only have the one artifact. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this. They get to kill my knight, which is annoying, but I think we just want to get the Ballista out of play before TBS can start ticking it up. It's, like, reasonably threatening to our Planeswalkers and such. Okay, that's really annoying. That's actually really annoying, because that's an artifact to tap to the Dockhand. I guess we're impulsing this turn then. If my opponent doesn't cast anything else good, try and find a Planeswalker. Ooh. Okay, I guess we have to counter that. If I beat TBS, do I get a "the" in front of my name? Excellent question. Yeah, I think I just have to counter this. This is, like, really threatening to our Planeswalkers. You just have to, like, hope to draw a threat here. Or an answer to the Dockhand. Yeah, blue-white is excellent, for sure. Like, all the blue-white decks doing some really powerful stuff. Even this, which is like a janky brew I threw together, is doing powerful stuff, right? Heh. Alright, please don't draw anything. That counts as not drawing anything, sure. They my island. I could hold it, I guess. I've got so much card draw on the deck. I'm inclined to just play out my lands. I don't think it really matters much one way or the other, though. My opponent's just going to jam his spells, right? Rather than play around counter magic at this point, with like us both top decking. Ooh, that one's scary. Alright, history's good. This is going to regain a lot of life though. I could very easily lose this game. The Harvester online. Don't really know exactly how I'm meant to be sideboarding in this matchup. Like, it's attacking from lots of different angles, right? Like planeswalkers, creatures of all different sizes, walking ballista, vehicles. Pacification array is going to keep my history in check. Really just need to draw a planeswalker, I think. Although, I don't even know how much a planeswalker does on this board, honestly. Kind of hard to protect like a Teferi or whatever from the Harvester, right? I think all the blue-white decks are pretty strong. People are definitely adapting, but I don't think that makes the decks bad by any means. Yeah. Oh geez, Espion. That sounds kind of gross. Wow. This deck's actually, like, weirdly scary. I need Settle the Wreckage, yeah, I think I do. I think I do need Settle the Wreckage, huh? Okay, so they're holding back the Harvester to block our token. This opponent figures they're ahead on winning the long game at the moment, which I would agree with. I guess we've got Field of Ruin for the backside of Treasure Map. Opponent left a card on top though, which is fairly scary. You get to seal away the Harvester if it attacks, which is nice. Oh, cool, Freed. I do not endorse... Oh, as in my blue-white control list, you mean? As opposed to this? Yeah, in my blue-white control list, I think I want to try and put histories on the board. I don't know how I'm going to make room for them, but... I imagine that at this point you just have to have history of Benalias in your board for the mirror in blue-white control. I guess I should wait for my opponent to use up an energy on the Harvester, right? Gives them one less energy to, like, potentially use on the Swooper later. Nah. Not going for it. Take out the Harvester. Well, at least TBS's clock is reduced by a lot now. Ooh, another Zahid. Khan would be a really good draw if there wasn't a Zahid in play. Huh. I guess we still just play it. Maybe he reveals like 2 Settle the Wreckages. Or something kind of unlikely, but gotta try. Oh wow, Espion. That's such a ridiculous box. Opponent. Alright. Kinda unlikely we get out of this one, but yeah. I guess I should probably still keep playing. I'm feeling pretty dead right now, if I'm being honest, but my Khan's gonna get killed by the Zahid. I haven't seen foil Lyra. I can imagine her being really pretty though, for sure. I imagine we do not side out Field of Ruins, because they got the treasure coves we have to kill. You could also have Search in his deck. Like, it's not unreasonable that there could be Search for his counters. Ooh, attacking me. Scary. I guess the Khan isn't doing much here, right? Makes sense. Makes sense to attack me. Let's just find more islands. It's like part way there. Deal with the Zahid. I just need to deal with these now. I have to get very lucky on this Khan Plus. Because opponent can tap down 4 ground creatures now, so yeah, I think I just have to get very lucky here with this Khan Plus. I don't think those do anything. Maybe they do. Maybe the Oath does. Didn't give me the Oath. So I have to cast Khan plus hope to hit exactly 2 Settle the Wreckages. Alright. Now if I make a token it doesn't do anything, Chris. Opponent taps down these 2, untaps, taps down the other one. With the pacification arrays, my creatures do nothing on this board. Like, I'd need to have 5 creatures to block this one servo, realistically. And I am dead. Alright, that was pretty interesting. Let's bring in these disenchants. I'll say that much. Don't know what else we're doing. They attack from so many different angles. Like, even Lyra doesn't seem that amazing because of the 5/6. And the pacification arrays as well. I guess we really want this. It hits pacification array. Also hit like random other stuff of theirs. Mono blue, best deck confirmed. Yeah, I think Spyglass does some nice things there. I couldn't make a token to block because my opponent had 2 pacification arrays in play. So he taps down my 2/2/2s, untaps, taps down the Khan token. Yeah, I think Shot seems pretty good as well. It's got like 8 good targets in my opponent's deck. Kinda just want to like trim on some of the counter magic. I don't know how much though. I think Fumigate seems unexciting. Honestly, all the counter magic's all the mass removal's a bit unexciting. If my opponent didn't have pacification arrays, I'd consider Lyra's, but take out Oath. You think more negates? Yeah, I can see that. Kinda want to take out these Supreme Wills, they're really expensive here. I think I just want like a bit more efficiency and cut a scatter for like more of this sort of stuff. Use this stuff to answer their creatures. I think this is decent. Let's try this. Chandra is a disgusting magic card, for sure. I miss casting Chandras. I don't love this hand. It's a bit soft to, it's a bit soft to just like a Djinn on turn 3. But I don't think I really want to mulligan in this matchup too much. If my opponent doesn't have a Djinn on turn 3, it could be a perfectly reasonable hand. I'm just planning on cycling this farmland, I think. Ooh. Huh. Yes, I could just slam this now. Get some idea of what I'm up against. Sure. Let's take a look. I can just name Ethosphere Harvester then, since that's the one in my opponent's hand. All these critters are so annoying for my cons. It's kind of a nightmare. Anyway, I guess I just name Ethosphere. This is probably a 2/2 coming down this turn. I think you'd like Gideon's Intervention. Oh, does Gideon's Intervention protect your planeswalkers as well? I know it protects you and creatures you control. Alright, the Trickster's gonna get in here. Passing with Rebuke up, sure. Let's just cycle this. That's pretty decent. Huh. I kind of want to be able to scatter the Swooper is the thing. If I cast this, it gets rebuked, but it gets the rebuke out of my opponent's hand, which is nice. Then they just get to land the Swooper. And we get to, like, land our history, though. I think this is fine. I'm just going to cast Khan into the counter magic. Have to get through the counterspell somehow. That's really interesting, low-key. Maybe Gideon's Intervention is good with, like, just a pile of planeswalkers. Alright, Trickster's gonna hit us. Swooper's gonna hit the field. Alright, they have a Harvester in hand, but I'm just going to close this, since the Harvester isn't too relevant to anything. I kind of just want to cast the history this turn, keep the Trickster at bay, and then we can keep up Scatter for Zahid or Djinn, since they're both pretty scary cards. And try and land Khan next turn. Obviously it's awkward that this is our opportunity to like land Khan around a Rebuke crate. Next turn they're going to have Rebuke up potentially, but I think I just want to get my history in play. Since it stops their beatdown so much. Yeah, I'm just going to take this trade quite happily. Get punished if they play their own Khan, I guess. That'd be kind of brutal. There's the Harvester that we know about. It doesn't do anything to the Spyglass though. It could indicate that they want to like tap it for Rebuke, I guess. Yeah, Oath of Superfriends standard. Apparently a thing. I'm just gonna cast this. If it gets countered, it's whatever. We already have a knight to block this. But kinda want to make sure my Khan resolves if possible. Oh my god, Loki, that's ridiculous. Alright, Super swoops in and go to 14. Ugh. Treasure map's pretty great. Teferi, huh. Yes, I'm just casting that. I really hope this doesn't get countered. But this Teferi resolves are in a great spot. We get to hold up Essence Scatter then. For any follow-up creatures. Alright, I think we're in a good spot now. Obviously could go either way. Opponent has a treasure map ticking up. Swooper gets to like partially keep the Teferi in check. But I think we're in a good spot. Like this 2/2 is going to block the servos, which is really nice. We have Essence Scatter up for any follow-up threats. Yeah, History is a very silly Magic card. It's like, it doesn't look like it should be this good, right? But just the fact it can come down on turn 3 before people have really started casting like key spells, and then you can cast follow-ups whilst it's like ticking up and giving you value. It's really nice. No. That's a thing that cannot be allowed to resolve. Please no counter magic. Yes. Alright. Now we're in a great spot. Plus Teferi. If opponent had a Spell Pierce, they'd have used it last turn, so I'm not going to let them know that we have a land in hand here when I cast this Khan. Just going to start ticking up. Oh, Settle and Teferi, jeez. Good Magic cards. Yep. That was a pretty great game. Have to be on the draw now though. Opponent's deck seems a lot scarier with us on the draw. For sure. Sounds crazy. I almost wonder if opponent would board out the pacification arrays against us. We don't have that many creatures, and obviously the arrays were great game 1, which is why I assume they'd be left in, but we really don't have that many creatures. Because, like, I'm tempted to just bring in a couple Lyras, right? These just seem to line up so well against what a lot of my opponent is doing. What would I take out for Lyras? I think Scatter is still pretty great. Teferi and Settle, confirmed good Magic cards. I guess Syncopate's a bit worse on the draw. Could just take out a Khan. Like, our Planeswalkers are reasonably hard to protect. This is tough. I'm gonna take out a Dobenbarn. When in doubt, sideboard out Dobenbarn. Yeah, Teferi is just one of the best cards in Standard, like 100%. This is a very nice hand. Couple early answers. Decent quantity of lands, Lyra to slam on turn 5. I wonder if this sideboard just wants more Spyglasses. Spyglass was like fairly unreasonable last game. Even just knowing my opponent's hand was so valuable. It was like a big part of why that Spyglass was great, right? Just knowing what counter magic to try and play around. Invoke is a great draw. Means we can deal with a treasure map or whatever. Walking Ballista comes in. Interesting. Just gonna pass back again, obviously. With all this interaction up. My opponent does nothing next turn, I get to invoke the Ballista on end step. Yeah, just gonna go for this. If it gets countered, that's fine. Cool. Got to kill the Ballista. I could slam the history here. I kind of just want to pass a counter magic up though, honestly. I'm feeling kind of safe at the moment. So I just have like a pile of counter magic. So I have to imagine he'd have saved the Ballista. I'm just going to cast this. If it gets countered, I still have Scatter up. I guess I'm a bit scared of a Khan. A Khan would be brutal. Khan would be kind of brutal. I think I still just want to cast this though. I guess I could also wait a turn to play around Rebuke. But Rebuke is going to do something at some point anyway. Resolving a history here is really nice for us. We've got some pressure on board. Trickster, yeah, I'm just going to let this resolve. It doesn't matter. It's going to trade with a 2-2 in a few turns. I want to save the scatter for a Zahid. Or a Jin. Obviously we've got a Skyweller's shot to deal with those cards too, but... Ballista onto... I will attempt to scatter that, and I assume this is getting countered. No. Alright. Makes sense. Opponent's scared of Planeswalkers here. Very reasonable. I'm just going to cast this history. Just like, no reason to jam the Lyra into counter magic. Yeah, I guess opponent could just have a negate, which wouldn't hit Lyra anyway, but I think this works out really well. Get another knight in play. They're all going to get anthemed next turn. Syncopate's not doing much to protect us, but it stops like a Zahid coming down, which is nice. On that note. Cool. Right, attack for 1 million. Approximately 1 million. I'm just going to cast my Lyra, just like try and get my opponent dead. There are no blue sweepers in the format. I guess there's the bounce all your opponent's things, but then we just get to recast everything. Okay. Value. 3-0. 3-0. The Super Friends dream is alive and well. 3-0. Whew. This deck is fire. Kind of loving it. Kind of loving it. Maybe I should just play this at the GP. Easy 100% win rate. To anyone enjoy watching the stream for the first time who's enjoying it, please consider giving it a follow. I'm currently streaming 3 days a week. It's kind of a bit all over the place. I have to like fit it in around my uni work, but I'm going to be streaming some point over the weekend as my next stream, I think. Probably on Sunday. So yeah, consider giving it a follow. Also, I upload a lot of my streams to YouTube, which you can find via my Twitter profile. And I am on a podcast called Proven Combatants, which is awesome, and y'all should check it out. Link is in the chat. Yeah, SBN 3-0. It's kind of hype. 3-0 with Oath of Teferi. And we're on the play. Sick. I guess this hand's a keep. It's kind of a bit awkward. It's got sweepers and planeswalkers. Can't really complain. You're on the zero-sum approach to fun then, Bob. That's probably gonna happen, Nucleo. Why no Gideon? Because Gideon's kind of bad. Honestly, Gideon's probably fine. Gideon's probably good in this deck. I just don't like Gideon very much and wanted to have fun. But I could see it being the case that you're meant to have Gideon in this deck. Ballista, sure. Kinda want to cycle this. I guess I should play it though. It lets me go Khan into Fumigate, which is a decent curve. Need an opponent to not play anything too big and scary this turn, so that we can land our Khan on a nice, relatively safe board. Ooh, that's a problem. Alright. Yes, we're not casting Khan on this board, because Khan will just die. Yeah, Espion, I'll be there. Just, like, come say hi if you see me. Also, please say that you're Espion from chat, otherwise, like, it gets really confusing when people come say hi to you and they know you, so they assume, like, you know who they are. It gets, like, really weird. I think I just play a land here and pass with Settle Up. Oh my gosh, Brian Cheer, thank you so much for that Prime subscription. Really appreciate it. Everyone spread some hearts in the chat to celebrate our new subscriber. That's awesome. Thank you so much for the support. I'm just gonna pass here with my my Settle the Wreckage up. Don't want to have Khan immediately die. Like Settle is kind of decent. If my opponent plays around Settle, we get to Fumigate next turn, which is also good. Hopefully there's not a Planeswalker in our future. You've missed us going 3-0, Phil. We're currently 3-0 with Super Friends, which is kind of gas. We've beaten Mono Blue Jin. I'm just going to let this hit me. I don't think I care about this. I'm just going to Fumigate next turn now. We beat Mono Blue Jin, we've beat Blue White Control, and we beat Mardu Vehicles. Well on our way to a Doven Barn trophy. I could just seal away this and cast my Khan. Is that unreasonable? Awesome, I'm glad you're enjoying the Super Friends deck. It's been kind of sweet so far. If I see away this, I guess the Ballista still gets to kill Khan, right? I should just Fumigate. If we draw, like, another untapped land like this, we get to go Khan plus Seal away next turn to protect Khan. So I think this is great. You've sabotaged nothing. This is true, Nucleo. You've been very bad at sabotaging things today, which I'm relieved by. Yeah, Gideon could be pretty decent in this deck, for sure. I've never played a Persona game. I've heard they're kind of amazing, though. Here comes a big creature. Hopefully a big creature and not a Nissa. Okay, Lyra we can deal with. We've got the Seal away for Lyra. So now we can go Khan plus. Probably going to get this Meandering River. Yep. And we have Seal away to protect our Khan. Even if opponent has a Shalai, Khan only goes to 1, and then we get to Fumigate, which is great. It is true that we've only... Oh, this is really good. They get to protect the Lyra. I guess this means I just Fumigate next turn now, right? Instead of casting Seal away, I just let my Khan go down to 1 and cast Fumigate instead to kill both of these. Because the way the templating works on this, they get to kill the Seal away with the trigger on the stack and keep Lyra in play. Opponent could have a Ballista on 1 here to kill Khan now, which would be annoying, but awesome. Right, so I guess I start with the Fumigate. Yeah, I guess I start with the Fumigate. Because if opponent has Heroic Intervention, I want to minus this to get the settle. Like, really unlikely they have Heroic Intervention, but it's not like the extra information is going to affect this plus too much anyway. Alright, I guess I might as well play an untapped land to play around Nissa plus. Like, it's a really marginal thing. Not that likely my opponent even has Nissa in their deck, but I think it's worth playing around. Whew. That's some fire. Alright, top 3 cards. Get some Merfolk Branchwalker, okay. Duel of the Planeswalkers. One Khan, you need to do something. You need to find me something here. Scatter or Teferi, both of those are kind of delightful. Awesome, we get a Scatter. That's so good for us. It means Ballista can no longer kill our Khan. Sorry about all these open zones right now. It's getting kind of out of control. So Ajani pluses again. Don't think this Branchwalker matters, because we got this Settle in hand, so I'm just going to let this resolve, I think. Yeah, I'm just going to let this resolve. Is Graveyard relevant? Graveyard's not too relevant, I guess. Yeah, I'll just close the graveyards for now. That's a good point. I'll just, like, close the graveyards. Right. Okay, next time we minus Khan, get Teferi, we'll have 6 mana up, which means we can have Settle plus Essence Scatter to protect from a Shalai, which is really good. Right, that wasn't too scary. Ajani ult. Ooh, this can answer a Ajani. I wonder if I just want to answer a Ajani this turn. It's kind of interesting. Don't actually know what I'm doing here. I have so many options right now. It's kind of amazing. Like, I'd love to get Teferi on board as soon as possible is the thing. And I'd have Scatter plus Settle up to protect Teferi. It means the opponent gets to uptick a Ajani again, but we get to uptick our Teferi. So it's like we're both getting cards out the deal, so I don't think I mind them getting an uptick here. So I think I'm just gonna grab this Teferi. I think this is great. Awesome, Joey. Glad you're enjoying it. So we have Scatter to protect from Shalai, and Settle to get rid of these threats. And then next time we can minus Khan again and get this other Settle, now that we kind of need it. So we've got lots of stuff going on over here. Alright, another plus. Ooh, Walking Ballista, that's scary. Hopefully the opponent doesn't have a Shalai, because then we get to scatter the Ballista instead. I think dealing with stopping the Ballista entering play is pretty important to protect our walkers. Awesome, no Shalai here. That is great news. I guess they know we have a scatter in hand anyway, so they probably wouldn't just jam Shalai here regardless. Right, if just the branch walker attacks, I get to hold my Settle, which is really nice. Okay, both of them are attacking. Let's just do this. Settle some wreckage. Oh my god, Phil. Yeah, that's a Jade Light Ranger, that is fine. It just dies to Settle. Ooh, Ixalan's Binding is terrifying. We could be in trouble now with the Binding on top of the deck. That's actually really, really scary. I guess we have Cast Out for Binding, but we kind of need to cast out the Ajani maybe, I guess. Ajani ult doesn't do much right now. Could also just minus my Teferi on the Ajani. That's probably fine. I guess that's probably what I'm going to end up doing right here. I can grab the other Settle, minus Teferi on Ajani to get Ajani out of play for a little while. Yeah, I kind of feel this one's starting to slip away from me, but I guess for the time being we're still okay. Like, I don't care about the ultimate, but I just kind of want to stop Ajani upticking so much, you know? Which is why I'm doing this. I want to hold the cast out to deal with an Ixalan's Binding. I've got Settle to deal with the attacks. I've got Scatter to deal with the Ballista. If there's only a single threat in play after all of this, I get to use Seal Away to stop it dealing damage next turn. This Rishka's come down now. So this is like what we know about, the 4 cards that we know about. Oh, you're right, Conflict. I should have done that. You're right. I should have Field of Ruined. You are 100% correct. I should definitely have Field of Ruined there. We'd also get rid of the Ajani as well at the same time. I guess this Settle the Wreckage is going to get rid of the Ajani. At least. But, yeah, you're 100% correct that we should have Field of Ruined in our turn. Yeah, you're right too, Olivia. then we wouldn't have to use up our cast out, and this game would be a bit easier. Alright, just have to do this. Luckily the shuffle gets rid of the Ajani. Which is nice for us. It's one less thing we have to worry about. Got a lot of good draws available to us here. An Oath of Teferi would be unreal. Even a Dovin would be like kind of decent. A Scatter would be pretty good. A Fumigate would probably be pretty good. So we've got lots of good draws available to us. This doesn't matter at all because we've got the Seal away. So I'm just going to let that resolve. We're holding this for the Ballista most likely. Alright, untap. I'm so excited. This is amazing. Yeah, opponent doesn't have to go find lands there, but with like the Ballista and stuff in their deck, kind of makes sense too. Woo! Draw a card. Cast Oath of Teferi. Flicker Teferi. Oh no! Comes back on end step! I don't know how my cards work. This is fine. This is fine. We're still in an amazing position. Oh, that was amazing though. That was so good. Oh. Should obviously have flickered the Khan there, as it happens. Oh, I get to activate Khan again. Alright, sure. Oh, I'm so stupid though. Alright, so can cycle this farmland. I guess there's no need to do it now. I could hit a Teferi, but I can't even cast a Teferi here. I'm just gonna pass. I do make it hard sometimes. I do make suboptimal plays very occasionally in my excitement. In my excitement to have an Oath of Teferi in play. It's fine. This is still great for us. Cast my Seal away. Take care of the Lyra. Comes an Ixalan's Binding. Sure. Take out the Teferi. Yep. Comes a Ballista. Yeah, Seal Away is a slightly unrealistic Magic card. For sure. Alright, now on end step, we can go cast out, take the Ixalan's Binding, get back our Teferi. Hopefully we find a Dovin Barn this turn and get to like fully go off. No! I wanted to take my turn. I wanted to take my turn. I wanted to activate like 4 Planeswalker abilities. I'm so sad. It's gonna be so much fun. Yeah, we can talk in DMs about that, Doug, after the stream's over. I'm happy to talk about that, though. What do we want here? I want this Skywailer's shot 100%. This seems amazing. Kind of want these. I feel like... So my opponent's going to have Bestiaries post-board, in addition to Ixalan's Binding and Walking Ballista, all of which are fairly annoying. Awesome, Doug. I'm glad you... I hope you enjoy it. This deck is kind of gas so far. I think the Lyras are probably bad. Lyra seems really bad against Ajani, specifically. So I think I just want to leave the Lyras in the board. And just, like, lean on my Planeswalkers to take over the game. I think Negate's probably pretty bad. I don't know if Spyglass is good. Hey there, Jim. Spyglass hits Ajani and Walking Ballista, but that's like all that Spyglass hits, I think. So Spyglass is probably bad. So I'm probably just looking to trim stuff for these two Disenchants and the Sky Whaler's shot. So I can trim a Syncopate on the draw. I think I need all these cast outs in this matchup. I guess I could just take out the negate. Like, Planeswalkers are scary, but we have answers to Planeswalkers. Can kind of grind through them with our Planeswalkers to an extent. Need to cut one more card. Maybe it's just a Dovin Barn. Just like always cut a Dovin Barn when in doubt. This hand is nice. If we draw a History of Benalia, this hand is like the dream. Or a Fumigate would also be amazing as well. Even a Settle the Wreckage, you go to Teferi ++, untap 4 lands, have Settle up. Oh my god, we drew the History. Does mean we have to play History turn 4 if we want to flicker it with Oath, which is a bit awkward. It's a bit awkward. But, oh my god. Just like every card I asked for. Could this get any better? I don't know if I'm countering Arishka, if Arishka happens. Okay, Arishka did not happen. I think Jade Light Ranger I would let resolve. Brontodon I'd probably counter. Ooh, no plays. Oh my word. This is so gas. History into Oath, flicker History. Is, I guess, what we're doing with our lives. Thanks for the host, Doug. Ooh, Brontodon. Alright. That's pretty good. Histories are probably still going to take over the game, though. Just like mono History of Benalia. If my opponent wants to like kill the History that we're targeting with our Oath, I think that's fine with me. Since it means the Oath gets to sit and play. That makes sense, Doug. I want the 4-0. I want to be 4-0 with Superfriends. Sure. Next time we Anthem. Get to swing for 1 million here. I don't know. I think Teferi is honestly the best white card in Dominaria, but I don't know if that counts because he's not mono white. But I don't know. History of Benalia is pretty absurd, honestly. It might be better than Lyra. I think I really slept on this card. I think I just go Oath, flicker History, right? My opponent has to blow up the History. Yeah, that makes sense to me. You can also just play Teferi and plus hold up Syncopate. That's probably also just great. But then we don't have a nice thing to flicker with the Oath. Yeah, we just want to do this. Get our value out of the flicker. All of Dovan's hopes will be on our shoulders. Every hope that Dovan ever had. Oh my god. This is so gross. That Oath of Teferi dream. Obviously it really helped this game that my opponent just got very, very unfortunate with lands. Yeah, this is kind of gross, Matty. Alright, 4-0 with Superfriends, apparently. Apparently we're 4-0 with Superfriends. Let's go for the 5-0. Let's go for the 5-0. I want this list published. We need to get Dovan Barn on MTG Goldfish. We need to get Dovan Barn on MTG Goldfish. That is our plan for today. Dovan Barn, literally unbeatable. Dovan Barn's done very little this league. Yep, with 4-0. With 4-0 with 2 Dovan Barns in our deck, apparently. Dovan Barn, the next Hall of Fame. It's time to buy Dovan Barn. Obviously I'm just trying to push the market. And then I can sell all my like 100 copies of Dovan Barn. Oh my gosh, this is great. This is great. Could have got Dovan banned. Oh my god. Dovan Bond? Don't really know if that works. Dovan Bond? Nucleo beat you to the pun. This, not gonna lie, this Oath of Teferi history of Benalia synergy has been unrealistically gross. Like, the number of times that this league it's let us go history into flicker history. It's done that like 2 or 3 times, and those games you can just never lose. Oh my god. Next article on SCG. Why Dovan Ban should be banned. Dovan Ban should be banned. One way or the other. Can't find an opponent. They're all too scared of Dovan Ban. None of them want to hop in the queue. I like that we both said that at the same time, Bob. Alright. Opponent's 2-1. So hopefully they don't crush our 5-0 dream. That is suspect, but I'm gonna keep. We get to cycle a farmland on turn 2. And then have like cast out into Teferi. We only need to find one thing to bridge the way. Oh my god, Nucleo. I think you're only allowed to ask for that if, there is apparently a situation where you're allowed to ask your opponent to concede. Or whether they'd like to concede and offer them a split online, but I can't remember what that situation is. There's like some weird edge case scenario where you're allowed to do it though, apparently. Because apparently, the person who had the most trophies in Legacy was doing it a bunch. And someone asked, like, the Watsy people if it was okay, and the answer was actually it is allowed. Ooh, good old Ether Hub. Oh, found a forest. So lucky. Yeah, if you're both in your last round, isn't it? Or it might be if you're both 4-0. I think it's if you're both in your last round, though, you're allowed to do it. Ugh. This hand has not worked out, let me tell you. This hand has not worked out. Yeah, if you're both in the final match of your league is what I think it is, Cambo. Oh my god. Too many Dovin Barn puns. Gonna be the death of me. I wonder what opponent's playing. Ether Hub's a really weird one to having like straight green-white. Could be like Abzan or something with glint sleeves maybe. I guess maybe it is just green-white. Ether Hub seems really rough though. Wow, another critter. Yeah, I meant specifically if you offer a prize split, Phil. Oh my god, we've actually drawn 4 lands in a row, or 5 lands in a row. I think it's 5 lands in a row, right? Probably gonna lose this one. This hand is looking rough right now. How about them lands? There was some lands there. Hey Hogpug. It's going pretty well. We are 4-0 with Blue-White Superfriends, which is kinda gas. Probably losing this game, based on how our hand looks, but with Dovenbarn.deck. There are other cards in the deck. Obviously we're just trying to maximize the power of Dovenbarn. Treasure map. Dece. Oh my god. I wish we'd drawn like 1 more spell. Then we'd maybe be able to fight through all this. I feel like I have to cast out something, but I don't know what. Like, the treasure map's really annoying, but huh. It's like the treasure map or the harvester, right? We just hope to rip, we just hope to rip a Fumigate. I think we just have to find a sweeper at this point, realistically. I have to take the treasure map and just hope to rip a sweeper. It's kind of rough, but the other option is we take Harvester and just hope to rip a History of Benalia, maybe. Alright, another cast out. Now we can take the Harvester, like slowly thin out my opponent's board. Yeah, cast out's decent. Oh my god, Bob. I had a brief moment of panic where I forgot if I was actually recording the video for YouTube right now. Had to look. I didn't want them to miss out on this Planeswalker nonsense. We're probably losing this game, but feel like this matchup should be pretty decent for us overall. We've got some nice sideboard cards as well. That's pretty good. Can save the treasure map. I think I'm still gonna hit the harvester here and hope to rip a sweeper. Playing around settle, okay. Obviously they can crack the Brontodon to kill the cast out, but that's fine. I'm not really that interested in Arena Dug. Honestly, I get like everything I need out of Magic Online. I find Magic Online pretty enjoyable. Like, I know it's not perfect, but I like it. I have no idea. I guess I just cast Teferi and plus. I think we've drawn 7 cards this game, and one of them has been a spell. There's a cast out. So we're going to get to kill Teferi here, which is annoying, but at least he soaks up some damage for us. He can kill this to get the treasure map back, potentially. Yep, makes sense. Our opponent can take up Ballista to kill Teferi this turn, which is fairly annoying, but I honestly wonder if our chances of winning from this point are so low that we're just meant to like cycle the cast out and try and find a seal away for that like 10% chance of saving Teferi. I guess we don't actually save Teferi because then they just sack their Ballista post-combat to kill Teferi, so that doesn't actually work, so we should just like sit here and wait. Probably draw a Fumigate. We're honestly not in the worst position in the world. Attempted to terrorize FNM of Dobenbarn. That is a generous description of Dobenbarn's Dobenbarn's effect on your FNM. Interesting. This is pretty good for us. You get to use up a Ballista counter. On the Teferi, at least. Uses up most of my opponent's turn. It's like kinda something. Okay. Sweepers are now a bit worse. Yep, Teferi down. I was tempted, Freed, to have Khan's Temporal Sundering in the stack. It's one of my favourite cards in Standard, honestly, to play with, is Temporal Sundering. We'll see how big and mighty Gauta looks once he has -3 power. Don't forget, Gauta can't use his activated abilities either then. So you really get to nerf that Gauta. I guess I have to exile this with the cast out and just hope to rip Fumigate next turn, right? I guess that's what I'm doing. Like, I'm not sure casting Oath achieves much here. I could exile Shalai and hope to rip a settle, I guess. I'm just gonna take this out though. Just like cross my fingers. You think we don't care about the map flip? That's reasonable. Then we turn on the settles in our deck. Taking Shalai also slows down their clock a lot. You know, you're probably right. You're probably right. We're probably just meant to take Shalai there. Like, map's kind of scary, but if we ever draw a Planeswalker, Oath lets us go over the top of it. And really, we just want to maximize our chance of drawing a sweeper. We can't go Oath, cast out Shalai. Can we? No, we're a mana short of that. Because we tap 5 for Oath, flicker a land, and then we only have 3 mana. So we can't cast both in the same turn. I guess if they play a land, it's actually like reasonably threatening. Because they can just pump their creatures. On upkeep, no I can't. It's, we only have 7 lands. The Oath only gives us +1 mana, so it gives us 8 mana. So, we need 9 mana to go Oath plus cast out. So we'd be 1 mana short if I'm correct. Math is hard. Yeah. Oh, yeah, dead to a land, I guess. Kinda don't want to show this Oath of Teferi, honestly. I'm so unlikely to win. I'm dead to, like, a land. A ballista. Oh, I'm dead to this. Wait, they can just activate using the Llanowar Elves, yeah. So I'm dead anyway. Cool. Alright. That was a quantity of lands. It's fine though. Get to board in some stuff. So Skywhaler's shot is great. The disenchants are great. Dovin Barn we can trim on. For obvious reasons. Do something like this. I wonder if Lyra is a bit better, since we haven't seen a Ajani out of my opponent's list. Lyra could be fine. I think I still just want to run it like this, though. This is probably good enough. Out-angel them with a bigger angel. Yeah, she could be fine. I guess she's good against, like, Ixalan's bindings and stuff, because we just, like, overwhelm my opponent with threats. And we're on the play as well. I don't know, I'm kind of iffy on this, but maybe she's fine. What am I taking out? Spyglass? No, I don't think we want Spyglass. We've only seen Treasure Map that we care about. They probably have like a Planeswalker as well, but I'll just have the 1 angel. I don't really know what else I want to cut. 61 card special to send a message. Even as a meme, I cannot bring myself to do that. It's like just out of my capabilities to register 61. Dovin Barn's been quite sub-mediocre this league. I will give him that much. The thing we can say about Dovin Barn is that he has tried his best. Just hit Brontodon, that's kind of nice. I don't think we care about Shalai's activated ability too much. Like, Brontodon, Treasure Map, and the other one are decent to hit, for sure. Guess I'm cycling this cast out here. Try and hit my white source for this history. Oh, I should have done it main phase. I could hit a tapped white source, right? I could hit Meandering River or the cycle land. Yeah, that was really bad. I should have just cycled this main phase. that's branchy. Maybe we're not cycling this cast out. I don't know. Like, they have Brontodons to answer the cast out. I think I'm just going to try and hope to, like, answer Nissa with Night Tokens and Lyra. Or find a Syncopate for her. I think cast outing Nissa is a pretty scary place to be. My opponent's struggling on lands, I think. So it's not even that likely they cast Nissa on turn 4. Yeah. Awkward mana. Obviously don't want to attack the Ether Hub because my opponent doesn't have white mana at the moment. I don't really want to help them with that. Alright, hitting me for free. Sure. Casting a Brontodon. Yep. So I could hit the... Oh, they played a Scatter Grove, so now I get to crack the Field of Ruin. Now they've played a Scatter Groves. To find my second white, so I can go History into Lyra. Oh, I could have stopped them drawing Nissa. You're right, I should have done that. I always forget that trick with Field of Ruin. I need to get more used to that and get that into my head. It's because it's online. I think it's because I'm playing online, right? If I was playing in paper, it would be like, they show me the card, it's clearly on top of their deck. But because it's online, once it's in the revealed card zone, in my head it's just like, okay, that's a card that's like virtually in their hand, because I have no way to interact with their hand, so it's like they're going to draw it next turn. But like, I need to get better playing online with processing the fact that I can shuffle away explored cards. I still think there's a lot of upside in not giving them the white source is the thing. When we don't know that they have a white source, that is a genuine thing. So it's not even definite I'd have fielded there, but I guess I just block with my Knight here. Save myself some life. Next turn I slam Lyra. Lyra's going to put a decent clock on Nissa if they cast her. Just have to hope they don't have an answer to Lyra in hand. They probably only have like 3 or 4 answers to Lyra in their deck, at most. Cue opponent slamming Ajani next turn. Alright, what you gonna cast? Have to be scared of Fumigate, obviously. Have I tried blue-green Pummeler? I have not. I know Dave was raving about it, so I might have to try it at some point. I could certainly imagine it being pretty good. Like, obviously it doesn't have a tune in Rogue Refiner, but I feel like a lot of decks aren't well prepared to deal with Pummeler at the moment. And like, Seal Away plays into Blossoming Defense a lot more than something like Fatal Push does. And Fatal Push has obviously been on the downtick. No! Oh wait, we have Forsake the Worldly. This is great. This is easy game. Apparently we have all the answers to Binding here. Okay. Attack for 4. I'm gonna cycle this now, I think. So basically, no matter what my opponent does, I'm gonna be forsaking the Excellence Binding, right? Next turn. I could hit a tap. I could hit like a Meandering River here. Cool. Obviously the cast out's not great versus the Bronze. Bristling Hydra is excellent in the current meta. It's like pretty good. It's probably better in Pummeler because you have pump spells for it. I don't really love Bristling Hydra against these blue-white decks because they have like Fumigates and Settles, so they can take a hit of the Hydra and then just deal with it later. When they can like protect their Settle with a negate or something. But yeah, there are a lot of decks unable to deal with sending a Hydra flying for sure. Is Arcane Flight actually better than Cartouche of Knowledge? Cartouche of Knowledge is really good. Like, Cartouche of Knowledge is kind of excellent. Alright, that's Nissa. Yep. You suspect a mix is correct? Yeah, I could imagine that being the case. Right, hit the Ixalan's Binding. Do we play around Blossoming? I guess we can't play around Blossoming Defense, right? No matter what we block. So the real question is, do I want to get rid of the creature that's hit permanently or get rid of a land that's dealing me more damage? I think I just want to get rid of this. And then by attacking with both next turn, we take the Llanowar Elves off the board, so I don't want to chump. I think this makes sense. I take 8 but game 5, so I end up on 5. If my opponent has a Blossoming Defense, our Lyra dies regardless. Otherwise, this is pretty great. Please, no Blossoming Defense. Alright, we get Bronze out of play. We take 8, but now we get to kill the Llanowar Elves and put Nissa to 1. And then have Settle up. Jeez. Make Shalai scary. Does make Shalai scary. Anyway. Attack Nissa, attack Nissa. I guess we've got a knight to block with actually, so Shalai isn't the end of the world. We can just like block with the 2/2. Since now it's done its job getting the Llanowar Elf out of play. We're up to 10 as well. I almost wonder if I can just like cast Teferi minus on the Brontodon. Then the knight can chump to protect Teferi. I kind of like that. This is a really aggressive line. But, I think it's pretty problematic for our opponent. The fact that we now have a Teferi on board and a Lyra makes like a removal spell a lot less problematic. This Lyra is doing work, jeez. Lyra is so good against Nissa. Just like the fact that you stop their land attacking you. And like, obviously you don't get to kill Nissa in one hit, but the fact you're gaining life on the attack means the land hitting you the turn after isn't actually that scary, because it's like net 0 on the damaged out. Ballista would be a problem. They get to kill our knight and Teferi. Ugh. They use up their Ballista though, if they do that. looks like kind of fine. I guess now they just get to attack Teferi with the Aether Hub to force us to jump. This is interesting. Oh, they're attacking us? What? This is fine, right? Yeah, that works too, Hogpog, for sure. They're hitting us for 5, that just doesn't matter, because we're gaining 5 next turn. Yeah, this is fine. I agree. We have to kill Teferi here. Yeah, I'm playing some Standard at the moment. I think I know what I'm playing in Legacy for the GP. I want to do like another Legacy stream next week at some point. Just to like finalize things, but kind of just messing around in Standard at the moment, getting a feel for the format. We get to kill Nissa. Land a Khan in play. And start ticking up Khan. So this attacks Nissa. This attacks them. Is it Bug? It's probably Bug. Yeah. I've been really enjoying Bug. I think Bug is incredible. I actually almost just want to cast out this on their end step. The reasoning for that is we know they're drawing a Brontodon in 2 turns. And if we cast out the Ballista, we remove a lot of power from the Brontodon killing the cast out. I guess if we play Khan and Plus though and they give us a land, we get to hold up Scatter. I'm probably just meant to play my Planeswalker. I've got a backup anyway. Yeah, I think I am going there, Brian. Really looking forward to it. Tap land, tilt. Alright, play out after tap land. If it was an untapped land, we'd have Scatter up, but this is still great. Still got like a Khan and a Lyra active. Thoughts? I would just play blue-white control. Something close to like the... Something in between like my list that I was played in the PTQ and Brennan's list, I think. Somewhere in like a midpoint in between those two. I really like Syncopate, but I also think you do want History of Benalia on your board for the mirror. And in general, History of Benalia is just really good in that deck, in the sideboard. Lots of places that can come in, but especially for the mirror. Do you want a second Lyra? On the draw, I might just bring in a second Lyra. She was kind of ludicrous that game, in all honesty. I'm going to just do this. Our curve's really high now, post-board. Think that's fine, though. I think it just like lets us try to sort of out-mid-range our opponent. Spyglass. I could bring in Spyglass. I'm kind of iffy on that. I think it's close. I think it's close to good enough. Spyglass has been really good in general, yeah. We've, like, I kind of want a second Spyglass in the board. It was really good against vehicles earlier. It was, there's another matchup where it was pretty good too. I can't remember which one it was. I think Spyglass does seem like decent here, but maybe it's better than the Syncopate on the draw. No, I'm kind of iffy on this. I don't know if this is correct. I just don't think my opponent has enough targets that I care about. There's like Harvester. Nissa's a really important... Oh well. Nissa's a really important one. It's submitted without me choosing, but that's fine. Like, Nissa is a really key one. But, all the other targets, like Treasure Map and stuff, are kind of unexciting to name. That was not the best draw. I'm just going to cycle this cast out, hope we hit land drops. So I think Nissa is a really good name. I think Treasure Map is like a fine name. And then like the problem is Brontodon and Ballista aren't great names, because even once you turn off their activated abilities, they're still just like threats. I guess Harvester's a good name, especially since Harvester dodges Fumigate. But I'm like not in love with naming Brontodon or Ballista, because they're still threats even once you turn off their activated abilities. Yeah, Oath of Teferi, sure. Please let Dovin Barn do work here. Oh my god. One can dream. One can dream. I think I just have to counter this, right? I think I'm just gonna counter this. I don't know. I can just seal away the Branch Walker. Then they have 5 mana next turn, which is kind of terrifying. Just seal away the Branch Walker though, instead of countering this, and then they can counter a Shalai next turn. Or a Ballista. Yes, this is fine. If they have a Nissa, we're probably losing anyway with this hand. I don't think this hand's really beating a Nissa regardless. All aboard the Teferi train, yeah? Let's hope this Teferi card's as good as people say. Opponent might just not attack here. Just like ruin us for... Ooh, there we go. There we go. Awesome. Alright, we've got Scatter Up. Counter it, then seal away if I don't draw a 3 mana spell. Maybe. The problem is, like, Dovin Barn does line up well against Rishka. You can just sit there plussing on Rishka, which is nice. I kind of want my opponent to have a card in play that I can realistically use Dovin to plus on. Maybe I could get to do that on the Branch Walker anyway, though. So maybe I'm just not meant to. I don't know. I think it's close, one way or the other. We give a Branch Walker here, right? Instead of a Shana. Yeah, give a Branch Walker. Opponent has Branch Walker in hand. Dovin Barn trying to pass himself off as Teferi. That wins. That is my favourite comment today for Cambo. It's my favourite comment today. Jeez. Dovin Barn trying his hardest to look like Teferi. Trying his hardest. We're gonna plus on this. Haship can only put Dovin to 1, which is nice. Hopefully there's no Nissa. Nissa would be essentially unbeatable, I think. Probably just actually unbeatable. Who will notice, Cambo? Who will notice? Fop to arrest. Alright. Ooh, hand of Shauna. Yes, I'm minusing Dovin. Plussing does not really do a whole lot here. We lose to a Shalai. If my opponent plays a Shalai, we lose, but this is fine. We just have to pass with Settle Up, right? And hope my opponent doesn't have a Shalai in hand. We can still counter a Shalai, but we lose Dovin. I guess we can still win from that position. But keeping Dovin in play makes this game much more winnable. Teferi Jr. Oh my god. That's the best. Teferi Jr. That's kind of gas. Teferi Jr. doing so much work. You do you, Barn. You do you. Can have a forest. Ooh. Value. Value. Alright. Gaining 2 life, clearly better than untapping 2 lands. How is it even close? Cannot think of any card in Magic that would let you pay a life to make a mana. So clearly life is more important than mana. Another Shauna. They left the card on top, that's kind of terrifying. Yep, opponent is a bit behind on clock for sure. Do I just minus Dovin again? Good plus on Rishka. Kinda want to minus and then slam this Lyra. There are ways I get punished for that though. Channel though. I was trying to imply channel, but it probably wasn't overt enough about that. I think I just minus her, plus Dovin on Shana. That is clearly the line. Minus to Fumigate. That would have been gas. I know, if Thopter arrests in their yard, they milled it with an Explore creature. Alex. I could just pass with Lyra up. We have a Scatter for a Shalai or a Ballista, right? We have a Scatter for a Shalai or a Ballista. And then we can try and dig for another land next turn with Dovin to hold up Lyra with Scatter. It's really tempting just to slam Lyra though. I think this is really close. That's fair, Alex. That makes sense. We don't know anything in their hand at the moment, right? We know they... Yeah, we don't know anything in my opponent's hand. This is a really tough decision. Like, we only have this one settle left, as far as settles are concerned. It would keep our Dovin around for another turn. I think I want to do this, though. I think I'm just going to slam my Shalai. Oh my god, they had another one? That's so brutal. Well, if we draw a land, we get to go to Teferi plus settle, which is great. But obviously this is really rough. That's fair. I guess we have lots of backup to fairies. We could have used one just to soak up damage, right? That's reasonable. If we hit an untapped land now, we get to go to Teferi plus settle though, which seems great. Really need to find a Fumigate at some point. This board is looking ripe for a Fumigate. The constructs are about to be quite scary, yeah. They definitely are. Right, untapped land or Fumigate, please. Those would be the dream draws. Honestly, if we don't hit either of them, I'm tempted to just go to Teferi plus here regardless. And try and hit that land. It's really scary though. But I think I have to do it. I think I have to take the risky play here. because I'm falling too far behind. Awesome. Now I have settle up. Hopefully they don't have a Shalai. We need to find a Fumigate fast as well. So we're certainly not out of the woods yet. But having a Teferi in play is really going to help for sure. Right, attacking with the constructs. That makes sense. And the Shana. How am I liking Skyway's shot? It's actually been kind of decent. I might try it out in blue-white control. I wouldn't mind like a copy. It's been surprisingly decent. I will give it that much. I'm just going to use this now. We've got a Skyway's shot for like a follow-up threat. Or a construct. So we do have more removal. Obviously we don't have another sweeper, but I am quite ahead on clock. You're not wrong. It's kind of an odyssey. You can have a forest. This isn't blue-white control, this is Superfriends, Hogpog. How are we ahead by on clock by this much? It's kind of a rarity, right? I'm not really used to it myself, if I'm being honest. Fumigate, Fumigate, Fumigate. Alright, that's not Fumigate. Yes, I just plus again. Just keep plussing Teferi. Got the Skyway's shot to kill something. Alright. Get to scry one, sure. Get to start drawing cards. They're going to draw lots of cards here, but ooh, is that worth scattering? Probably. It gets to kill the seal away if we ever deal with it. I guess I scatter it. This might be a bit of a spew. Like, we're a bit scared of Ballista, honestly, but maybe I just want to save this for Ballista. We haven't seen any Ballistas yet this game. This is kind of interesting. I think I have to do this. I think I can't really beat much at the moment. I'm gonna do this. I might be aggressive. Like, obviously the opponent could have a Ballista, and that would be problematic. But I think I just need to keep threats off board for a little while. Especially with my opponent only having 2 minutes on clock as well. Makes things tougher for them too. Right. Am I gonna... Ooh. This means they do have a Ballista coming down, I guess. I think I'm gonna Skyway as the Rishkar. Just like keep my life total a bit higher. Yeah, this means they must have a Ballista coming down to finish off the Teferi. This answers Treasure Cove, but I just want spells. I'm just gonna bottom that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. They could do it for 5 even, if they sacked some treasure. Nissa. Interesting. So it's getting a bit scary. A bit tenuous. Yeah. Okay, they get to draw a Ballista with Khan next turn. I'm feeling pretty dead right now, if I'm going to be honest. Feeling somewhat dead. The opponent has become the Superfriends deck. They definitely have. Ballista's for a lot as well. It's for a lot. They have the Hash-Up Oasis too. We've used up both our settles now. I have 9 mana if I play this land. Is it possible for us to like stop ourselves dying next turn at least? Try and win like the Clock War, as lame as that is. That is a thing I can do, J-Rod. I think I want to go cycle farmland. Yes, I think what I'm going to do is cycle farmland, tuck Khan, tuck Nissa. That's my plan. Yeah, exactly, Duchess. I think that's just what I have to do. It's like kind of a lame way to win, but I think clockers are out here. It's a Fopter Arrest too. They probably have another removal spell in hand though. Oh, it pushes it down, doesn't it? Yeah, maybe we should have done Nissa first. Honestly, can't get to Ballista though, which is pretty terrifying in itself. We can't just get rid of the Fopter Arrest because they can minus their Nissa to get a Fopter Arrest back from their yard. Yeah, I think the Khan's more threatening because of the Ballista, but they're both pretty unbeatable. So, I don't know. We've got no Khan cards this game, right? That's Nissa. So they have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 this turn. So we can kill Oath of Teferi and put us to 5, I guess. This draws the Khan so that they can get the Ballista for next turn. I'd really like to draw a Fumigate. Fumigate is the dream. Huh. Teferi minus on this, hold up Seal away and hope. They do have a Brontodon in play, but alright. Obviously opponent can kill us, but it's whether they can do it in time, which we'll find out. So they get to draw a card, get that Khan. They could just be drawing to Nissa here and hoping that that gets us in time, I guess. Yep. Uh-huh. Alright. That's kind of a rubbish way to get the 5-0, but I'll take it, right? I'll take it. Still 5-0 of Super Friends, I'm saying. I guess it was kind of a 4-1. Yeah, we dead if they Bronto. Yeah, for sure, J-Rod. We target their Nissaland, and they crack Bronto, and we die. That's still pretty decent showing from Super Friends. Deck was a bit better than expected. The really impressive thing to me was Oath of Teferi with History of Benalia. We had that nut draw like 2 or 3 times, and those games are so easy when you go like History, History, Oath, Flicker, History. We also set up Oath with Teferi plus Khan a couple times, which is kind of disgusting. Feel like I needed more sweepers. Yeah, I wouldn't mind adding like 1 more Fumigate, I think. 1 more Fumigate would be nice. That seems decent to me, add a Fumigate. Other than that though, I was happy. I kind of want to try out Skyward as shot on my blue-white control list after this. This card was actually really solid. Just like, did a lot of nice things. Especially if your opponent doesn't attack with their big creature into your settle. I like this deck.